Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Matt.
I'm Papa.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys. And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Some more bugs for the chickens, oh yeah. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to have you with us today. We've got a little extra work on our hands this morning. We received anywhere between 3 and 4 inches of snow last night, which, if you ask me, is a great way to kick off the week. That just helps you appreciate it's gonna be a great week. First things first, we gotta get the animals taken care of, but before that, we are expecting a few deliveries today. So one thing we have to do is get some of the snow pushed out of the way so the trucks can get in and out. There's a red cabbage too. Have fun with that one. That one's exotic. Yesterday on the farm, the temperature poked up into the 50s, and then the temperature dropped drastically, leading to all the snow that we've got. We were running around with the kids a little bit yesterday, and I'll tell you what, it felt good. It felt good to be outside and not have to be completely bundled up. How is it, huh? Is it good? Smells good, that's for sure. Smells great. You really can't ask for much more beautiful of a day. The temperatures are gonna be rising up into the mid to upper 40s, so that should melt off a little bit more of this snow. The top layer of soil is starting to get a little bit slimy, but that's to be expected as things warm up. Forecast is gonna be favorable all week, but moving into next week, our temperatures are gonna drop again. So we'll probably go back to dealing with a little bit of a slip and slide. But hopefully it warms up enough to get a majority of this snow melted away. That'd be really nice for all of us and for the animals. Look at you up there, big boy. Wow, you look impressive. Woo! So it's just helping the boys get all the animals taken care of. We got all the chickens fed, we got the eggs collected, and then we were moving on to the cattle. But Dad stopped me and he said, Andrew, could you please go grade the eggs? There's a lot of eggs that need to be graded. So that's where I'm at, back grading eggs. And Dad is correct, there is a lot of eggs to grade. We got 2 baskets here, and there wasn't enough room on the table. We got 3 baskets down here, oh boy. And we're already off to a great start here. That's a lot of eggs. Matthew and I were able to get a whole box of eggs graded, and we're also able to get another half box graded. We're now making our way up into the farm market. We've got to do some cleaning up. We're gonna clean up one of our coolers. It's kind of like this big spring cleaning day. The only problem with cleaning up the coolers is it's kind of dark in there and hard to record, so we probably won't get much footage of that. Now here we are up in the cooler. We do have some light. Now we're getting all this cleaned up. Like I said, kind of like spring cleaning, but there's a really good reason for that. I had mentioned our temperatures were rising. I mean, we're getting up into the mid 40s, upper 40s, possibly into the 50s in the upcoming weeks. And by cleaning this out, it opens up a whole bunch of room for us to move things in here. And one of those things we want to move in here is potatoes. With it starting to warm up, we're worried about potatoes sprouting. We've been moving through our potatoes pretty quickly, but the last thing we want is to lose any of our potatoes. So by getting all this space cleaned out and cleaned up, it's just gonna allow us to bring a whole bunch of potatoes up here, making sure that we won't lose any, which is very, very important to us. We got a whole bunch of stuff pulled out. We've got the pallets moved out of the way. Basically, it's ready to go. Everything that we still wanted to keep in here, we kind of pushed it against the back wall and stacked it. We're gonna be bringing up the bins of potatoes now. Double stacked bins. So it's gonna be kind of difficult to move them in and out of here, but by doing it that way, it's gonna make sure that we're stacking as many potatoes as possible in this room that we can fit. Beyond this door is our main cooler unit. That is 100% temperature controlled. And all we have to do to temperature control this room to make sure it doesn't get too hot or too cold is open up this door, and then we're ready. The only hard part about running around with a forklift today, you don't have the best traction. We've got a couple pallets of materials for the greenhouses that need to be moved out of the way, and then we'll have easy access to the potatoes. We're gonna be loading the potatoes onto the truck and taking them up that way, rather than having to drive the forklift and the skid loader back and forth. We just feel like that'd be too much. By putting the potatoes onto the back of the truck, we feel like that'll be pretty easy. We're gonna take the forklift up top, and we're gonna have the skid steer loader working down here. That way we don't have to drive back and forth with the forklift. We're worried we're gonna slip and slide off the road and get stuck somewhere. "58 degrees. And how we doing over here, Tiny? Looking good. This is the newest calf right here. This one came along with Tiny, right? Right? But he won't be the newest calf for long. We've got to pick up one later today. So you're not gonna be the baby anymore. The first big thing we needed to get accomplished today was getting that back room cleaned out. Now that it's cleaned up, we can move on to moving potatoes whenever we need to. This very moment, we're not gonna worry about it. What we are gonna worry about is getting some potatoes washed. The last time we washed potatoes, we washed white potatoes, but we're running low on red, which makes me feel really good because that means people have been buying red potatoes. So we're gonna be running red potatoes through the washer and getting our bin filled up. I've had some people touch in on how the potatoes have looked recently. Some of you had mentioned that the potatoes look really, really dirty, and that's actually a good thing for us. Potatoes have a really thin skin on them. It acts almost like armor. And when you run potatoes through the washer, sometimes you can peel back some of that armor. You can get like micro abrasions. You can also remove a lot of the soil that is on the potato, which is very important for if you're selling it. You need your potatoes to be clean. Now, the reason why we store our potatoes dirty is because the soil helps to block out light. When natural light hits potatoes, it actually turns them a different color, believe it or not. Another thing that it does, that little layer of soil on the potato, is it helps the potato to retain moisture. And as many of you know, potatoes are mostly water, so we want to make sure we keep as much moisture in the potato as possible. Now, moisture can cause a lot of problems. That's why it's important to store potatoes where it's dry. But when we wash them, when we introduce them to moisture, it's important that we dry the potatoes out ourselves, because as I had mentioned, running it through the potato washer, the potatoes are handled more. There's an opportunity for bumps and bruises. And as I had mentioned, even though we have really soft bristles, from running it over the chains and conveyors, we get those micro abrasions, which doesn't help potatoes to store. So when it comes to storing potatoes, unwashed is best, which is what we do. Now, there are times where we will pick after it rains, or if it's been really, really dry and we're picking, the potatoes will have less dirt on them or more dirt on them, depending on the circumstances of when they were harvested. But that's why we only run them through the washer right when we're getting ready to sell them. If you had potato questions, I hope I answered a few of them, because I do get a lot of potato questions when we wash potatoes. I guess that's one way to get a drink. Looks like it's working pretty good. We've been moving potatoes in here, but we ran into a little bit of a problem. One of the deliveries just showed up. Not that it's a problem, but you can get an idea of how we're gonna get all the potatoes in here. Double stacked, and we're gonna fit as many pallets as it will allow us to.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, you're welcome.
When we say that we supply local bakeries with some flour, we mean it. Look at all this flour that just showed up, a whole pallet full. You're good at that. Do you want to go against the back, or do you want to stay? I guess we'll do back over there.
I think we'll put 1, 2.
Right there, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Just got the last bin of potatoes put into this section here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 bins of potatoes now in our cooler section.
That'll be almost 350-pound bags.
For lunch today, we are having hot roast beef sandwiches. I'm pretty excited about that. This is some leftover roast beef from Sunday dinner. We just, you know, incorporated into a Monday lunch. Very fun, very delicious. Come on, Ronnie, come on. Go, 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 go. Don't be stepping in the puddle. We don't want your dress all wet. All right, go ahead. Cross the ravine. Say knock, knock, who's here?
Knock, knock, who's here?
Go in.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. We're already in here playing, and look who do we have? Baby Aurora. Ooh. As you can see, we are now all at the dinner table, so you guys know what that means. This is where we're gonna be ending the video. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Bye.